We're standing here in front of the Diamond DA42NG, which means new generation DA42, and we have equipped it now with a new Austria A300 engine. This engine is a Diamond development taking place over the last nearly 4 years. We have seen an upgrade in performance. We have more power available on the aircraft, but of course it's also become a little bit heavier. But the maximum takeoff weight has gone up, so we have a little bit more useful load as well.
What I remember from 4 years ago, the Twin Star is just as good as ever. It's got slightly different engines, and I guess it's slightly heavier. The engines are simplicity in themselves. A couple of switches, engines bursted to life, and it's all very, very simple. I noticed slight differences in taxiing, a little bit more sort of power required just to get going, but still pretty throaty, meaty engines there. Certainly noticed it's quite well on takeoff with a slight uphill slope on the runway here. We still get airborne very nicely, so lots of power to get you off the ground.
It feels different. The engines are operated slightly different from the TLED, but they're still FADEC controlled and more or less automatic. Starting and stopping them is more like starting and stopping a diesel car. It's fairly straightforward.
It's single lever operation of thrust, so for starting up and engine testing before takeoff is just pressing and holding a couple of buttons as it runs through its little electronic test routines. Once in the air, then it's simplicity itself, as you only have one lever per engine to move, if it go fast or go slow. You're doing away with mixture, RPM controls, makes it an easy aeroplane for perhaps a private twin pilot to fly. It gives a pilot who's potentially going to fly jets used to just flying a single lever engine. The fuel consumption is really, that is better than the previous engines. So you might be not making quite as fast progress, but you're certainly not guzzling fuel down quite as quickly as you might otherwise be.
It now has a very strong gearbox that is basically lifed for the whole life of the engine. We're targeting at least 2,000 hours for the engine, and the gearbox should last for the 2,000 hours. There is no clutch. There is instead a vibration damper, which is something you really feel when you start the engine. It is completely free of any vibration.
The thing I do like about the Twin Star is it has a control column rather than a yoke or a wheel. It just gives that a little fighter-like feel to it, which it always feels good. Magnificent views all round really gives you the idea that although it's a good long-range twin-engine touring aeroplane, fantastic for that, at the same time you can still have a little bit of fun with it.